18, and it says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
All right, go on.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall not in no wise pass from the law.
Not one jot, no one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. And he didn't come to destroy the prophets. So we're reading about a prophet. Let's read what Ezekiel told the men.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel.
And then Yahawashi do that? Because if he didn't do that, why would he then command the 12 people? So when you read John 7 and 35, where it talks about where else would he go? Would he go amongst the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Which he did do that. Okay? And Paul did that more so. Paul literally went outside of Jerusalem and taught in other areas where Israel was scattered. That's why you have, all of these different letters that were written from, for Corinth, Church of Corinth, and Galatia, and the other men that he was with went to Bithynia, Cappadocia, and the likes. You can read that in Acts chapter 2. So he went outside of Israel and taught the Israelite foreigners in these other foreign lands. Okay? So when you put the puzzles together, in other words, go and put the precepts together, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, you gain to understand. What did David say? David said, through thy precepts I gain understanding. So now we understand what the Gentiles is talking about. Alright? And how we further know is because we do a little historical, research, but we don't really technically have to. All we got is the Holy Spirit to decipher what's being said. Because these maggots out here, they don't understand what this is talking about, man. Only the servants, the prophets understand this book. Those that have spent thousands of dollars or pounds to gain understanding of this, what they need to do is get their money back. Because they'll never get to know the scripture like that, or these scriptures. Because the Lord did not grant them the Holy Spirit. Alright? We got the Holy Spirit for free. Yeah? So, hey, that's how it goes, man. That's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, so, yeah, we have something. Yeah, give me that.
It says, thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel, not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand.
Right, exactly.
Surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me.
And that's all right, because it was sanctioned that the elect of the nation of Israel would retain this information. But you got Muslims that will tell you, well, see, the reason why Muhammad came is to save everybody, because the children of Israel, they fell. So that pretty much makes room for the other nations to get saved. And other Christians will say that nonsense. Give me the book of Romans 11. The book of Romans 11, and we start with verse 2. The Lord is a man of his word. He's a man that he should not lie. You can read that in the book of Numbers, chapter 23. Okay, verse 19 to be exact. Isaiah 55, verse 11. Start with verse, verse 9. All the way down to verse 11. The right way. And you'll find out that the Lord, he's a man of his word. He gave the covenant from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and he's going to fulfill that covenant. The reason why that covenant was pushed back so many times because we went against the covenant. We broke the covenant. Okay? But the Lord is going to make sure that he pretty much keeps his word and fulfill that which is what he said of his word. Go on.
It's Romans 11 and 1, and it says, I said then, after Most High cast away his people,
right?
God forbid.
God forbid. Go on.
For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
So Paul was declaring where he was coming from. He was coming from the father of Abraham, his great-great-grandfather on down, and declared of what consecutive tribe he was from, the tribe of Benjamin to be exact. All right, so the Lord have not passed away his people. This is the lost people right here, the so-called Negroes, all the way down to the so-called Latino Native American Indians. They're the people of the covenant. Okay. Go on, brother.
Verse 2, the Most High has not cast away his people, which he foreknew.
Which he foreknew. Let's read that. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. We gotta put these precepts together. Keep going.
And it says, What ye not what the scripture saith of Elias, how he maketh intercessions to the Most High against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thine altars.
And they do that. You had wicked ones of our people that decided to rise up against the prophets and kill them. But guess what? That doesn't give a person to say, well, the Lord is just going to do away with Israel completely. Because the covenant has to be kept, and plus you have a righteous man, a righteous group of men amongst the nation of Israel. Okay? And we are those men. We're the select few of righteous men that's standing so stiffly for this work and standing out on the broad streets, making a fool of ourselves, which we don't mind because we're used to this now. Okay, go on.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power.
Right.
The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Keep reading.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people.
Right, go on.
For ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath.
Because he would keep the oath. That's how he do us, by keeping the oath. In other words, the covenant. So he couldn't have cast us off, because that way, if he did that, that would prove that he would be a corrupt God, which he is not no corrupt God. Hit me with Numbers 23, verse 19, brother. See, these devils can't bring out the scriptures like we bring it out, man. Because they ain't got the spirit to do that. I'm talking, we can go to any goddamn church that's up in the soils of Great Britain and confound the whole pastor, man.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, we want a pastor to come up here and pretty much put him on the scrutiny, man. Show and prove himself, what he got to the table. We're going to find out that we got the complete, entire truth, man. And I say that with complete boldness and complete confidence, because it's a fact. We got the complete truth, man. Ain't nobody messing with this right here. Okay? Vocab and them couldn't do it, man. They failed miserably.
That's right.
That's why he's shitting bricks. He's crying all over the place. You know? They ain't got it, man. Go on, brother. We got the flavor up here. We got the real flavor.
That's right.
It's Numbers 23 and 19, and it says, the Most High is not a man that he should lie, never the Son of Man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it?
Right. Have he said it, and shall he not do it? Go on.
Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
Shall he not make it good? In other words, it's going to be made manifest. So these words are going to come into existence. And they won't go on.
Matthew 11:25 says, at that time, Yahawashi answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes.
Right. In other words, the so-called wise ones of this world. Like, those that are like, those like vocab alone and the likes. They would be declared the wise ones of this world. But they're declared the foolish in the eyes of the Lord, because it says the foolishness of this world is what it is, man. The Lord likened this, the knowledge of this world is foolishness with the Most High. That's what I wanted to say. You know? You know what I'm saying? So that's how it goes down, man. We got the real truth. Read that one more time, brother. I know he's the cameraman and all.
Matthew 11:25. At that time, Yahawashi answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes.
Right, he have kept these things from the wise and the prudent. Because you got guys out there that the world study, and they're, they seek deeply for what's said in the scriptures and stuff like that. But yet and still, they weren't able to find what we have right now. Because it was not granted unto them. It was granted unto the house of Israel, beginning with the elect. Okay? And he revealed it unto babes. In other words, those that are considered less in society. The working class sector. Which the Lord shows his power in his mysterious ways by using the meek. Okay? So in other words, the Lord can take a guy that pretty much dropped out of school, or whatever school he dropped out of, and use these guys and give them the ultimate knowledge of the Heavenly Father, the ultimate knowledge of the heavens and stuff like that. And they know so much that they can tell the world, those that proclaim wise in this world, and tell them, look, this is what's going to go down. And it's up to them to believe it or not. All right? But guess what? The elect are going to come to the acknowledgement of the truth of it. Okay? Because we recognize our position inside. Now you got a lot of people, they don't want to recognize their position because of pride and ego. So we're not egotistical up here. We'll declare, look, we the nation of Israel right at the bottom right now. The so-called white man, he's running the shots right now. Excuse me, I'm talking about Esau. I gotta correct myself. We understand that Esau runs the show right now. Okay? And we know that we ain't running the show right now. Okay? But in due time, we will be running the show. Go on, brother.
Luke chapter 10, verse 21. In that hour, Yahawashi rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth.
The same precept. That was the spirit. Go on.
That thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes.
And he has revealed them unto babes. Go on.
Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight.
It seemed good in thy sight. Give me the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter, brothers. It talks about blessed is the meek. And if you got some more on that, you can read some more on that. You know what I mean? That's why it says blessed is the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. In other words, the lowly or the babes. Okay? So that's how the Lord is getting down. The Lord is using a nation of people that is the least desired of the society, which is a well-known fact. Right? Let's not be silly here. Let's be honest. Okay, we can feel it in the air. It's all in the mix. We see it on TV all the time. So it's declared that we're the least desired right now. We're the least desired of regaining this information and becoming well rich. Above all, and we'll become kings and princes of the Heavenly Father in the next world. And we'll set the government, the true government, which will be spearheaded by Yahawashi. All right, yeah, read that. It says, finish that. Yeah, hold on, stop. I forgot about this shit. I forgot about this.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy power, he is the Most High, the faithful power, which keepeth covenant and mercy.
That's it right there, which keepeth covenant and the mercy. Going back to what I was saying earlier before. The Lord is not a man that he should lie. Okay, like I said earlier before, when you read the book of Romans 11, what did Paul say? Paul said, I am of the tribe of Benjamin, from the seed of Abraham, have the Lord of cast away his people? No. Because if he cast away his people, then this will not be written right now. Okay, but yeah, we're done with that. We're going to do something different. This is what we're going to do up to.
Matthew 5, verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Yeah. Right, blessed is the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. So we're considered the meek, the lowly right now, the babes right now. All right, and that's all right, because you have to be, in order for you to be exalted above and beyond, you have to be the meek. Like this brother said, you can't fill up a cup that's already full up. Otherwise, the drink is going to overflow. So in other words, you got to dish out what you've already known in this world, or dish out this entire world entirely, so that you can come into the real world. Go on, brother.
It said, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Okay. This is Revelation 21, verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things.
Right.
And I will be his God, and he shall be my son.
Exactly. And that's what the meek are going to do. The meek are the ones that are going to take hold of this truth and this understanding. Not some guy that's sitting high on his horse already. Too big for his damn bridges, man. The Lord ain't dealing with no guy like that. The Lord is dealing with the meek and the lowly. The least desired. Give me that scripture. Gather yourselves together, O least, the least desired. That's who the Lord is rocking with right now. The Most High is rocking with the least desired. He ain't rocking with Esau though. Okay? Esau's days is through and finished, and it's coming to an end. This is why they can't hide the chariots. They can no longer hide the troop anymore. The agents are failing miserably. Vocab and the likes. So we're in the time where this truth is getting its turn to shine on the planet. Yeah, read what you got.
Psalms 37, verse 29. The righteous shall inherit the land.
Right, it says the righteous shall inherit the land, going,
and dwell therein forever.
and dwell therein forever. That was a part of the covenant. How Jacob would pretty much receive the land. What is that land? The land of Israel, which them similar kind rats has got over there. Okay, them rats, them rugrats, man. Go on.
The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment.
And it's not just any old kind of wisdom we're talking. We're talking about the wisdom that will make you wise unto your salvation. That's wisdom right there. How do you become saved in the Lord? Physically, we're not talking about some metaphorical nonsense like these Christians like to talk about. Oh, I'm saved in the Lord, but you're diabetic, sir. Okay? You have cancer. You have cancer in your head. But you telling me you're saved? No, we're going to be physically saved.
That's right.
When the Messiah returns, that's when we'll be saved. Like even I myself, I can't say that I'm saved. From what? What am I saved from? I'm still breathing this polluted air. Okay, I still have to wear this eye patch every other day. Okay, so what am I saved from? We're going to be saved physically. All right, go on, brother.
The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide.
Right, none of his steps shall slide from that which is what was written. Because we're keeping the traditions of what we were taught, which is what is it? This truth here. Okay? Go on.
The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him.
Right, and they watching us right now. They watching us right now. What's that, bro?
Talking about the camera, yeah, CCTV.
Right, they watching us right now. The wicked is, that's it right there. You see how you read a scripture, right? And it just manifests right there. Every scripture you read, it manifests. Like last week, we was talking about the Moabites, and guess what happened? A whole large group of Moabites walked right past the camp. And you better believe Elon Rothschild and Jacob the Baron Rothschild, he's watching, them guys are watching too. John D, all of them Rockefeller guys.
Tell you what, they're taking notes too.
And they're taking notes. And that's why they haven't put us to death yet.
And they got the highlighters, everything.
Right, and they got the highlights. Exactly. And that's why they ain't put us to death yet, because they want to hear what we got to say, because they shook themselves. Because they know what these idiots don't know, man.
They want to hear the true breakdowns.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Well, they want to hear what's really going to go down with their world.
They want to hear the breakdown of the
Okay. Yeah, go on, bro.
I watched that movie Endgame, and basically what those guys, because with Thanos in the first one he won pretty much exactly like half the population, and in that movie they were saying if there is any chance, a slight chance at all, that we can bring everybody back, then they were supposed to do it, and that's why that guy, what's his name, the guy with the magician guy, the great Dr. Strange. He looked at all the odds, and I think he looked about 40 million times, and then he found that there was only one time they could have won the war. So Esau is like that as well, man, because Esau, they understand the prophecies of what's going to happen.
That's why we still alive.
So they're trying to see if there's a slight chance that they can win against Yahawashi,
yes.
Exactly.
They want to know what that chance is.
True.
You know, that's why they're prepared for as many scenarios as possible. If to try and either change the birthright.
Right.
In Jeremiah it says that if you can measure the depth of the sea, of the heavens, then I'll cast Israel out as my people. So that's an impossible thing to do.
Yeah.
But till today Israel is still trying to measure how far the heavens go.
But there's a scripture saying about Esau seeks out everything.
Yeah, they search out iniquity, the deep things.
They seek out the deepest things. You know what I mean?
So they want to find if there is any, like the lotto.
Right.
There's it's like 1,000,000 to 1 for you to win, right?
Yeah.
But some people always win.
Yeah.
That odd always comes up somehow, and somebody wins all the time. So Esau wants to find if there's a 0.0% of them changing prophecy around, or them getting their birthright back. They want to find what it is. That's why they have to watch all the time.
No pictures.
You won't take any.
Oh, what are you taking a picture of?
No, it doesn't. It's in the zoo, so it's good.
If you're gonna take a picture, sir, just take a picture of the sign or something. You don't allow pictures up here. Anyway, bro, let's read that.
It says, verse 33, the Lord will not leave him in his hand,
Right.
nor condemn him when he is judged.
Right, nor condemn them when he is judged. So the Lord is not going to condemn the righteous, man.
Right.
If you're righteous and you're doing the things that make you righteous in the first place, you ain't gonna be destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's those that are unrighteous amongst our people and also the heathen, they're gonna be destroyed and condemned. That's their lot to play. Okay? So brother, I want you to read a couple of verses you had before, and we're gonna just ride through the spirit on that right there.
I've got a precept if you finish.
Let him finish this. Let him finish this.
Wait on the Lord, or wait on Yahweh, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land.
And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. So in other words, we're going to be exalted. So in other words, before one is exalted, you have to be lowly to be exalted, right? And then we're going to receive the land. And then also they're going to wait upon the Lord. Who are the only guys that are waiting upon the Lord? The members of Great Millstone, man, and those that are teaching the truth. It may not be Great Millstone, but they teach what we teach. Right? Those are the genuine members of the elect that are waiting for the Lord. Right? These scallywags out that's walking pastors, they're not waiting for the Lord. They're doing their thing. Okay? Whether they're going home watching Netflix films or partying up in some damn pub somewhere or celebrating some old high vain holy day. That's what these people are doing, man. We're the ones that's waiting upon the Lord.
When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it.
Right, when the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. This is why we're still into this very thing. It's we're seeing it day in and day out, man. When I put my computer on and I see what's going on with Esau and these other nations, man, it just makes all of the sense of the world that we out of here, man.
Right.
You know, I was watching this one thing, right? I was watching this guy, he got caught calling this young 9-year-old boy. And he says some shit, man. I'm not even gonna repeat it.
Right.
And when you hear a man speak these kind of words sexually to a child, man, was an Edomite. You know that this society is through, it's finished. Okay, when you got a large amount of grown-ass men seeking for children as pre-teens, you know we at the end.
That guy.
Yeah. You got a lot of guys that are pretty much being found out to be pedophiles, man. You got a lot of pedophiles out here, man.
But Esau been doing that ever since the Greek Empire.
Yeah.
He's been doing that from early.
Nothing new, brother.
But it's getting worse. It's proliferating, man. The pedophilic monster mindset, that demonic mindset, it's just pretty much covering everybody. You know what I mean? But the brother's right. They have been doing it back then, but it's just getting a lot more worse than now. The sexual lust is just rolling out of control, man. And that's another sign of an end of an empire, when people are so pursued by the sexual lust. Everything's about sex. That's, man, I mean, if that's all your mind is into, then you're gonna have a demon in your mind, man. It's gonna possess you later on. Go on, bro. Everybody wants to have sex with dogs and horses and the likes, man. Children, pedophiles all over the damn place. We're at the end of the world.
You know, Edomites that marry their cars.
Right, yeah. Some bullshit, man. Marrying dogs, cats. Any living thing you can think about, they marry it, man. Ridiculous.
I have seen the wicked.
But you know what's funny too? I have to say this as well, because in these last days, all manner of truth is coming out, and everybody's revealing their true colors, man. Everybody out there. Go on, brother. That's really bringing out.
I've seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Like they did in ancient Rome, like when Augustus Caesar was in the power, around the 1st century AD. I mean BC. Okay, what did he do when he came in power? He went in to expand the Roman Empire, and Esau's been doing that even into this modern day Roman Empire, expanding their military, proliferating their empire, taking over all of these different countries. Mainly Great Britain. They went over to India, set their mark right there, went to South Africa, set their mark right there, and all over when you're dealing with the history. So this is prophecy right here. Let's read this again.
I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
All right.
Yea, he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found.
I sought him, but he could not be found. That's in the book of Job. The remembrance of the wicked shall cease. It tells you that in the book of Job. Okay? So all of the greatness that the British Empire ever did, or the greatest things that the American Empire ever did, is all going to come to naught. And it will not be remembered. It says that the ages of the former should not come into remembrance. Now, it will come into remembrance to a certain degree of the men that have the truth, the governing body of the house of Israel. But as a whole, it's not what we remember. We're going to have to teach our children's children and the civilians of Israel that this is what took place. All right? And it's going to be so much of a disbelief that these heathens ever ruled. Go on.
They say, mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace.
Right, and that's the men in this truth. But the main man to mark is Yahawashi. It's the end of that man is peace. That's why he was known as what? Solomon, which means peace.
Right.
Okay, what is the other name? What is it?
Prince of Peace.
Yeah, Shiloh, but there's another name. Melchizedek, Malak Tazadak, which means king of righteousness. Okay, but we're dealing with as Solomon though, because he was the man of peace. Okay, so we're to mark that man right there. But also but before you mark Yahawashi, when you come into the shoot, you gotta understand that you got certain men that are in the shoot that you're supposed to follow as well, so that you could be on the right path. Okay, go on, brother. That's in the New Testament.
They say, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off.
And that's the bottom line, man. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing. Like I said earlier before, this life is just temporary, man. This is, we don't gotta take it too personal or get too serious with it. I mean, if you go and do your thing, you go through it, man, because it was all ordained for you to go through it anyway. Wow. And it's for your better, so that you can be purified. This ain't nothing but a show. This is not real. The real show is gonna start when we get into the power seat, when the covenant is being experienced and seen on the earth. Okay. Paul said that our suffering cannot be compared to the eternal glory that we're going to receive. Wow. And that we look not at the things that are seen, but for the things that are not seen. Go on, brother. Yeah, you got something, right?
But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord.
Paul said.
He is their strength in time of trouble.
Right, he is their strength in the time of trouble. Why would we need the Most High to be our strength? Why? Because we're the meek. We're the lowly. Going back to Matthew the 5th chapter, it says the meek shall inherit the earth. So if we're all full and strong and we're all made perfect, why do we need the Lord to be our strength? You see that? Everything happens in perfect timing. Go on.
And the Lord shall help them and deliver them.
Right, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them. And the Lord has already helped us already. This is why you have the Bible in your hand to understand. You have the Bible in your hand to understand. This brother has a Bible in his hand. He's reading it now. Okay, the same with this brother here. So that was the spiritual help for us to receive our salvation. Okay, we have been made wise unto our salvation. Let me put it that way. Go on, brother.
He shall deliver them from the wicked, right, and save them because they trust in him.
Because they trust in him. How do we trust him? By walking in his way, keeping the high holy days, like the Passover, and also the Day of Atonement and other high holy days. Okay, and we stand stiffly out here in the broad streets to proclaim his words, to propagate it throughout the four corners of the earth, man. In the hopes and under the intent that the Lord will have mercy on us.
Right.
Okay, go on, brother.
Psalm 146, 5. Happy is he that hath the God of Jacob for his help.
And that's what we have. We have the God of Jacob, man. And this he ain't just the God of Jacob. This is the creator of the heavens and the earth. And we got him. So you got to understand that, man. And only a few can have the Lord. Only a few. Go on.
For his help, whose hope is in the Lord, his God, Yahweh, which made heaven and earth.
Which he declared it. He didn't just say he was the God of Jacob, but he also declared himself a God that made heavens and earth, which was spoken by, what is it, David, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
David.
We have that God. That's the God that we have right now, which nobody else has access to. But we were the chosen vessels to get access to this power like Yahawashi. You don't get no bigger than that. Okay? You know what, man? Let me tell you this, right? I'd rather be a nobody in this society. I'd rather get no respect at all in this society, but knowing that I have access to that.
Right.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Come on, man. You listen, man. I'm also gonna say this too. If Esau told me, look, if Esau came up here and said, look, man, you can put me in slavery right now. I'm gonna say no. It's not the time for that. You do you gotta do. Fulfill your part of the story, and we'll be here right here. Because guess what? You gotta know the end result of all this.
That's right. That's right.
Ecclesiastes 7 verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Right. Better is the what is it? Read it again.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Right. Than the beginning thereof. The men in Sodom and Gomorrah, they were angry and mad because of the conversations of the wicked at that time. So we're gonna get mad. You know, we're in the flesh. But what I'm saying is we gotta really understand what we're involved in, brothers, man, and what we're gonna get at the end of it all. That should really be our focus.
There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more in this, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got some more now.
Yeah.
Read that.
Verse 6 says, "Which made heaven and earth, the sea, and all the heaven, is which keepeth truth forever."
Exactly.
7. Which executeth judgment for the oppressed.
Right. Which executeth judgment for the oppressed. Go on.
Which giveth food to the hungry. The Lord looseth the prisoner. Last one. The Lord opened the eyes of the blind. The Lord raiseth them that are bowed down. The Lord loveth the righteous.
That's it right there, man. So that's more than enough. I don't really need no woman right now. I don't need Esau's glory. I don't need no Rolls Royce. I don't need all of that shit, man. All I need is that right there. And knowing that I got that covers all of the gaps, man. That covers everything. So yeah, read what you got. You was gonna say something about it.
No, it's past this.
Okay. Yeah, read this. Read that. Read what you got.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us.
We kind of read it already, but we can bring it up. We can bring it back again. There's no slack, your brother. Read that, man.
Far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory.
Yep.
While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Yeah.
For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
That's it. So all of this stuff right here, it's not really real. It's not really real. That's what really Paul was really saying. What's going to be real is what we don't see. It's just a bad dream. That's all it is. It's just a bad dream. But we gotta see it that way, so that we can feel comfortable within ourselves, man. Because it's all based on perception. It's all based on your perception. You have to perceive this world as just a temporary setup. Because that's all it is anyways, the real. Okay? Yeah, so that's it, right? Yeah, we really got it. Okay, yeah, get me what else you can get, man? Yeah, go back to Matthew 5 where it talks about blessed are they which suffer for righteousness' sake.
Matthew 5 verse 1, and seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Right, that's another key point. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Go on.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Exactly. So we're poor in spirit. In other words, we're lowly. If you're going to be poor in spirit, you're not going to have a proud way about you. Okay, you're going to have a lowly, meek way about you.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you're going to understand and realize where you're at in society, where you fit in. Go on.
Revelations 12 verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death.
Exactly.
Unto the death.
Exactly. That's a poor man in spirit because he hates his life. Okay? He hates his life because his life does not follow up with the poor man, the Israelite man, to be exact.